Well, the reasons I use FlightScope is mainly it's accurate. It gives me accurate data that I can use every day because I use the system every day in my teaching. So it is also very reliable. Every day that I set it up out here, it works, it's dependable, and it's easy to use. As a golf professional, you don't have the technology mind to work with a lot of technique and technology stuff. So to be able to have it where it's easy to set up, I can go and set the system up, plug it into the laptop, works beautifully every day, very reliable and accurate. So that's one of the reasons I use the FlightScope. And as far as helping me with my business, there's 3 ways I use it. One is I use it in fitting. We do a lot of fittings here on a daily basis. Every person that comes through gets a club fitting. So to be able to help the person get the proper equipment to play with, I know that's going to make them a better player and they're going to enjoy the game more. So to be able to have the FlightScope where I can put in the clubs they're bringing to me to show them how they're performing with the initial clubs that they have, and then if I can show them an improvement by a different shaft, a different ball, or a different club head, loft, etc., and how I can improve their ball flight, that's going to help me as a professional, and it's going to help them as a student get better. So it allows me to track the clubs they're using and to track the clubs I'm showing them that they'll perform better with, and do a comparison. So it's not my opinion that I'm telling them that the equipment is better. They can come over to the FlightScope and look at the data on the FlightScope screen and see, here's my club, how it performed, here's the club or the ball or the shaft you're recommending, and I can see the results of the ball flight. Because ultimately what you're trying to do is maximize their ball flight by getting them the correct launch and carry distance of their clubs, and if you can do that, they're going to play better. Second way I use it is in my teaching, because when I'm giving a lesson and using the FlightScope, initially when someone comes to me, I want to ask them, what is your type of ball flight that you play? What preferred ball flight would you like to play? So usually people will say, well, I would like to play a draw, or I'd like to hit it higher or lower. Well, for example, if they're wanting to play a draw, the FlightScope's going to give me the information based on their swing plane or path and their face, that interaction with the path and the face and the angle of attack. It's going to let me know what kind of ball flight they're going to play, because you really have 2 types of golfers. You have golfers that miss to the right and golfers that miss to the left. Golfers that are hitting it straight all the time don't come to see me. So it's the ones that are going this way or that way. So if I can take that dispersion and tighten it up, they're going to play better. But first I got to educate them. If they're trying to hit a draw and the numbers on FlightScope tell me they should hit a fade, then there's going to be a little bit of a problem there. I need to educate them on why they're hitting a fade and they want to hit a draw. So that's a teaching aspect of it, but it's also very educational to the student, where I can show them, looking at the video and then looking at the FlightScope data, probably right now you're going to go out and play a fade based on that. But so the FlightScope information allows me to educate the student on what their current ball flight is. Now if they want to change that ball flight, we need to have the understanding of, here's what we need to do, and it gives me the path, face, angle of attack, where they're hitting it on the face, those types of things, to show this is where we need to go if you want to improve your ball flight. If you're hitting it too low, too high, too much draw, too much fade or slice, here's where we're gonna change that. So once I have that initial data from FlightScope, now we can progress in each of their lessons to say, all right, next lesson we're going to work on improving these 2 aspects of the face path relationship, to take some of the side spin off the ball or the spin axis tilt to get it better, so we're producing more underspin or backspin to get your ball to go a little bit straighter. So that's a teaching aspect of how I'd use it. And the last aspect would be the FlightScope Skills app. So we use that with, and we bought one of the XIs just for our members. When the members come out, they can come and check out the XI unit, bring it out here, and we have a mini iPad that they can bring out with them. And we have a course set up on our range that when they set it up, they can log in, and we have our own skills test that we do for each member in each lesson. So when you come out, the first thing we do is load your email and your password in the FlightScope Skills app, and you come out here and you do your initial assessment. So when you come to practice, you're going to come out here and practice using the FlightScope Skills app, and it's going to give you your practice session that day, and it's going to have your, you know, say we do 5 clubs, we'll do a wedge from 50 yards, and then we'll do a, you know, maybe a 8 or 9 iron shot that you're hitting. Then we'll go into maybe a 6 or a 5 iron, and then a hybrid and a driver. So you'll test all of those clubs each time you're practicing with, and you can go on and log on to your FlightScope Skills and go in and see your practice session. So your practice, you're not just out here hitting balls, you're out here hitting balls, and you're getting your data from your app, and you're able to look at it on your phone or your iPad or your computer at home, and you can see how well your practice session went. So those are the 3 ways I use FlightScope. I use it in my fitting, you know, it really helps there, and I use it in my teaching and my practice for the students so they can come out and really get a quality-based practice session and see the results of it. So having that good information and using it in those 3 ways is why I really enjoy using the FlightScope.